So as per confirmation, no one else will be joining this lecture. So this is there is a change in topology. I think you might have seen in our last video as well. Okay, so what challenge that we were having, these failovers, they cannot be connected over the switch. Okay, they do not recognize VLAN tags and all those things. So you need to connect them directly in order to make them communicate. And
Okay.
and while doing experiment, we were successful in that also. Okay, so that's why it seems to be changed, right? So today we'll be having a practical where we'll be doing a NAT translation. So today we will be having one server as well that we will be using for IIS services. Okay, so this will be our topology for today. So let me just add one more part. Okay, I need to edit it. So today we will be having one more part, one more PC we will be having. So this PC we will be having, it will be in DMZ zone. Okay, and this PC will not be a PC as such. This will be our server, IIS server, where we will be having a website. Okay, so this will be in subnet 192.168.1.0/24. And this server will be having .ip address .1. Gateway will be .10. So this will be our topology, right? So let's start our practical. So let's first of
Ajay,
all,
can you show us the topology because I'm seeing a different screen.
okay, give me a moment. Okay, so now you
Yes.
can see. Okay, wonderful. So we have this topology now, 192.168.1.0/24. It will be our um, DMZ server, DMZ zone. This will be our trusted, untrusted. This router, I'll be using it as next site or next site connecting to our ISP. Then we will be having 1111 that we'll be using as user, or you can say as another service. Okay, so from this we will try to access this. Okay, so let's start our lecture. So first thing first, let's check. This we will be having our server workstation. Let's go to workstation. Okay, and before going to workstation, we have Palo Alto. Okay, switch. Now this router. This will be our ISP router. This will be our site B as per topology. Okay, 101.200. It is just connecting both the sites. That's it. So now let's go to PC and check our firewall. So when say just theory part, uh, we have three type of NAT, where one we have is dynamic NAT
Okay.
that we call hide NAT in Palo Alto, where we have one IP and behind that IP we hide all our LAN segment.
Okay.
Then we have static NAT. In static NAT we have one-to-one mapping,
Mm-hmm.
and in last we have a NAT from IPv4 to IPv6. Okay, that is known as dual stack. So for our practical, we will be doing dynamic NAT as well as static NAT. That is from IPv4 only.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
yeah.
And
And
yeah.
one more thing that I'll tell you, we have a subscription for netting, where if you have like say 10 IPs, so maximum number of translation, maximum number of translation that you can do in that is, I have 10 IPs, so total number of ports available 65535, right?
Yes.
So 65535 minus 1024 64511 into, if I have 10 IP. Total number of translations that I can make is 6,45,110,
Okay.
right? Because 1024 is the reserved port, total number of reserved port we have, right?
Yes.
So if we want to increase our translation with these provided IPs, in that case we may have subscription, and from where you can enable that, going to device, session tab. Under session you have this session setting, edit. It is ICMP version 6. After that you'll find one option here where you have NAT over subscription rate. Like say if you have 10 IP, now you multiply that 10 IP into 8. Now you'll be having
80.
80, 80 IPs, but IP address will be same. Getting my point?
Okay. Yes.
Like say one IP, if it is using one IP and same port, for example, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So based on session number, it will keep the entries, and it can keep 8 similar type of IP and port mapping entries.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
Yes.
a good feature. I think you should know that. That's why, right?
I
So
have another question, Ajay,
yes,
because in Cisco environment, if you see, you have three types of NATing, right? So one is static, the other is dynamic, and the other is overload, port overload. So in
y-
this one,
mhm.
Do we have something like this where you can define a range of IP address and then they will automatically be assigned something like a dynamic NAT in
Yes,
Cisco
that
terminology?
yes. In Cisco terminology, you are right. Okay. So what you are saying is many-to-many net, right?
Yes,
Where we have multiple users who are taking IP from a pool,
you're right.
right? So I'm telling you about that only. That session settings, if you have a pool of 10 IPs, because you get a limited public IPs, right? So if
Yes.
you have 10 IPs, if you want to increase your, your capacity of translation, in that case you can do this,
Okay.
right? So if we have one IP and behind that one IP we are translating everything, so in that case this feature will not be required, right?
Yes.
So I think I replied your question.
Yes, very much.
Okay. So next part, let's go to this network and configure one interface. I want to configure this interface for DMZ, where we'll be having, okay, router, zone protection not required, ACL exclude. Okay, ETH 1 by 3, 192.168.1.10. Okay, so IP address, advanced, security profile, default. Let's keep all the parameters same. Okay, state. Let's add route as well. So I'm saying 192.168.1.0/24 1 by 3. Next hop 192.168.1.1. So commit. Now let me log in into my server. So this is my server. IP address 101. I need to change it. I need to make it 1. Okay. Okay. Close. Configuration saved successfully. Now from here I'll go to CMD. Check the reachability to firewall 192.168.1.1 local IP .10. Wonderful. Now let me check with by pinging it inside interface 172.16.0.10. I think it should not ping. Yes. Okay. Policy has not been defined yet. Wonderful. So my initial connectivity is there. Now my firewall, it is able to reach my firewall is able to reach my IIS server. Okay, so next part. Now till here it was like basic configuration, right, MC?
Yes,
So
Ajay.
so let's do net part. So I'll create an object where I'll create a net IP. Let me define any IP 100.100.102. Okay, 102.1. Let's take 102.1. Okay, net IP is there, 102.1. Now, first of all, let's go to policy initially. Okay, go to NAT, create a rule from here, add, giving it a name, LAN to ISP. Okay, connection from LAN to ISP is netted to static IP. We are doing dynamic NAT demo. Okay, so interesting thing, we have three options here. Okay, IPv4 is default chosen because we only have IPv4 addressing on our interfaces, but you can do IPv6 to IPv4, that is known as dual stack, and we can also have IPv6 to IPv6 NAT. Okay, so it is in the very last option we have NPTV6. NPTV is nothing but NAT prefix translation. It is for IPv6. Okay, so we are doing IPv4. We'll choose IPv4. Go to original packet. Now my traffic will be originating from trust, from inside, right? Destination, I'll go to untrusted or internet. Interface, I'll be going through Ethernet 1 by 2. Source address, here either I can define a complete subnet range or I can define one static IP address, right? So I'll take complete subnet range from 1 to 254, that is 172.16.0.0 slash 24, right? Destination address, what I'll keep destination address? I'll keep destination address, any address, my ISP address. Okay,
Okay, Ajay.
now this is the information that we have. Okay, what does it mean? It means that I know the source, where it is coming from, what will be its subnet, and what will be its destination. Okay, now I go to translated packet. Translation type, till the time it is none. Now I'll make it dynamic IP and port. Okay, now when I do dynamic IP and port, I have a limit of 10 IP addresses that I can define into this for this pool. Okay, if I exceed that limit, it will give me warning. It will not let me commit. So second option is address type. After translation, what will be the address type? Now it is saying translated address. So translated address, either you will add from here, like say NAT IP, or you can have an option of interface address. Okay, so NAT IP or interface address. If I'll go with interface address, that option will be gone. Now which interface address you want to keep it? I'll say I'll give it untrusted interface IP address. Okay, this is the interface which whose public IP or whose internet facing IP will be used for netting. And if I want to define what will be the IP, it will show me the option, the IP available for that particular interface. Okay, now giving it okay. Now we have rule in place. I'll go for commit. Now we have rule where we are defining from LAN to ISP. So this PC is sitting on so first of all, I'll check reachability from my firewall to my loopback. Ping source 100.100.100.10, my public IP. Now 1.1.1.1. So I have reachability. So that means I have reverse route. So I have route for 100, not 100, default route, and these are, this is the interface. So this is the route that I have kept for 102. So now as we are doing interface patting for the firewall, so what I'll do show IP interface brief. So this is my IP address. Do debug IP ICMP. Okay.
Okay, Ajay.
So now let's go to my device and I'll try to ping. Okay. Now as you will see, I'm not getting physical IP address. Physical IP address was supposed to be 172.16 of this PC. 172.16.0.1, right? But what we are getting here is we are getting physical interface IP address of that firewall, right?
Yes.
This is the IP address 100.100.10. This is now what we are getting. So what exactly it is doing? It is hiding that particular IP behind this interface. So now let's change our statement. Okay. Now we have made a statement where we are defining interface address. Now I want to give it translated address, and I'll give it IP, NAT IP. This IP is nothing but 100.100.102.1. Let me do okay. Commit. Now it was getting 100.100.10. Now let's, after making a change, so now after making change, I'm getting 100.100.102.1. So this is the IP that we have kept. So now what is the benefit of netting? We all know, but for lecture point of view, we are hiding our inside network. We are hiding our company network. Whatever private IP address we are using, we are hiding that from internet. Now my internet will not be knowing what IP I am using for which device. Okay.
Yes, Ajay.
So this was done. So now you know how to do NAT. Okay, simple dynamic NAT, behind one IP. Now let's talk about multiple IPs. Okay, so I'll keep that pool NAT IP. This IP, I'll keep it as it is. Okay, now what I'll do, go to objects, addresses, NAT, and from here I'll change it. I'll make it 0/24. Now you will see, you will get one error while committing. And what error you will be getting? So this is what the error that we get. Warning, NAT DIPP rule LAN to ISP. Need to translated address space after multiplying over subscription rate 2 is 512, which exceeds the per rule limitation of 256. We auto degrade the oversubscription rate to 1 for this rule. Error. Total NAT DIPP translated IP 256 exceeds the capacity of 10. What does it mean? Maximum number of translation that you can do here is 10.
10.
Now, interesting part. Go to policies, go to LAN ISP, go to translated packet. It is dynamic IP and port. And if I make it just dynamic IP, okay, it will not give me any error. It will not give me any error. You'll see I still have /24. Okay, commit, commit. Now it will not give me any error. It will give me, okay, you are good. We can do this. Okay. So now you have a pool of IPs. You have this pool of IP available for NAT translation. Now you will see we have done interface dynamic NAT. We have done static IP dynamic NAT. Now we are doing from multiple IPs to multiple IP. Okay. We have a pool of IPs /24. That is, we have 254 available IPs that we can use for NAT translation. Now, which IP my firewall will provide for this NAT? Any guesses? It will be random.
First available?
No, random.
Okay.
and you'll see that see it, this IP is not the first available, right?
True.
It was some IP from that particular pool /24 pool. So now let's try again. Now you will see a new IP, right? So every time you do ICMP, it is taking a new IP from that pool. Okay. So we are clear. I think we are clear with dynamic NAT process.
Yes, Ajay.
So it is done. Now let's talk about static IP address. Translated address. Wonderful. So let's talk about a new NAT translation. I'll give it a new entry. I'll give it a name, IIS server. So this is my web server. Web server accessed from internet. via any device. IPv4 type, cool. Source, I'll give it untrusted. My traffic now will be coming from internet, going towards DMZ. Okay, interface 1/3 DMZ interface, service HTTP. Okay, source address any, destination address, this will be my Ethernet 1/3, that is my DMZ. Now translated packet, translation type static IP. Now I must be having one public IP. I must be having one public IP in order to reach to that particular service, IIS service. So we have to make few changes in our topology. Now, as I have one PC for testing, what I can do, I can change its subnet. Now it is sub 172.16. I'll put this subnet behind this ISP router. Okay, just for testing purpose. Now what I'll do, I'll put site B. This must be switch, yes. Now what I'll do, I'll put this PC 4x0 interface connected to 0/3. Okay. Do show VLAN brief, interface Ethernet 4x0, switch port access VLAN. It is 0/3. 0/3 is in VLAN 50. So now what I'll do, I'll give it a route. Site B is not required. I'll give it a route for perfect. I have default route, so no worries. So I'll go to this PC. I'll open adapter settings. After going to adapter settings, I'll make a change. I'll change this IP addressing here. I'll give it 100.100.101 dot say 10, 100.100.101, I guess. Let's verify. 101.1. Wonderful. Close. Let me try to ping 100.100.101.1. This is my router. Perfect. So now I'm connected. My topology is now a bit changed. Okay, so what is the change? Let's make a change. Now we have topology. This is my topology. Okay. And this is my internet user. Okay. Now this user is having an IP range, not range, but static IP. 101.10. So I guess this is the IP. 101.10. Wonderful. So now we have 101.10. Another PC connected here. Now I'll try to access to this IIS server. Okay.
Okay, Ajay.
So let's try to access this server, and let me just check a few points here. Okay, port 80. Okay, banding information, nothing. So now I have made some changes. Browse. I'm just trying to load that page that we will be accessing from internet, whether I'm able to load that page or not. Okay, so I'm not able to load that page. So I'll be giving 192.168.1.1. Close. I'll try to browse it again. 92.168.1.1 with HTTP. Okay, so this is what the page we have, right? Server application NAT tests. This is the application that we have created. Okay, wonderful. Now let's try to access this page from internet from our this PC. So, but before accessing that, what we will be having, we will be having static IP NAT for this public IP, right? So I want this server to have one public IP address. So for making that public IP address, we'll go to objects, addresses, give it add. I'll say IIS server pub IP. I'll give server pub IP 100.100.102.132. Okay, 102.1/32. Now let's wait till the time it recovers its state.
Okay.
I don't think it is in good state, so I think I must go for reload. That server IP not triggered yet. So IAS server pub IP, I'll give it IP 102 range /32. Okay, I'll go to policy, create another NAT rule. I'll give it IAS server, access server from internet, which is hosting IAS service or web service. IPv4 translation, original, source, untrusted, destination, DMZ, destination interface 1 by 3, service, HTTP, source address, any, destination address 192.168.1.1. This is not the PC. Translated address, translation type, static IP, translated address. After translation, that address, it will be IIS server pub IP, bidirectional, wonderful. Okay, now this is what we have rule. Let's go to object, go to tags, create a color. I'll give it DMZ color that I'll get gold. It's not used yet. Commit, commit. NAT rule IIS server, mismatch of static IP, source translation address range. What it is saying? It is saying mismatch of static source translation address range between original address and translated address. Failed to parse NAT rule. So Vamsi, according to this error, what you can identify?
Okay, maybe the translated address is used by some other source.
Okay, let's check that. So we have another rule here. This one. Okay, so it is using NAT IP. NAT IP is the rule that we are using here. And here I think we do not have NAT IP. Destination, any. I don't want to give destination NAT. So it was not there. Hmm. Vamsi?
Yes, Ajay.
It is not there. It is NAT IP here. Here it is IIS web server pub IP.
Okay, can you do the commit again? I'll see the error message.
Yes. Here it is.
Okay, mismatch of static IP source translation address range. So did we specify, and we haven't done those static translation, right?
Yeah,
One to one.
yeah, in this case, you will tell me how and what we need to do. Will that be good? Because I think you are the only participant today. Yes, you are the only participant today. So it will be learning for you. So we have a rule where I want to make a static IP rule, so static IP NAT rule. Okay.
Okay.
And now we have different fields. Now you will tell me, I think you might be clear with dynamic IP, right?
Yes.
So static, now you'll help me in configuring. So basic info done. Original packet. Original packet is if in request is coming from
Internet.
untrusted, okay, and destination is DMZ,
Okay.
okay. Source address is any,
Okay.
and destination is 192.168.1.1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or shall I delete it and I keep IIS server public IP? Okay, I'll keep IIS server public IP now. Okay, and let's check whether we are getting error or not. Right?
Okay. Yes.
We are talking about original packet, means original request. No translation has been done so far. After translation, static IP, translated address. It will be in, it will translate that address to
One dot one.
192.168.1.1. I want that rule to be by the
Bi-directional.
correct. I'll give it okay. Now I'll give commit. Now let us see, do we get error or not. I think now you have received some information like how to configure NAT, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. It is saying mismatch of static IP source translation. Getting?
Yes. I see it.
So what can we do now? Shall I close it or shall I take one snapshot of this and then
Uh, yes. We can take a snapshot.
let's take a snapshot of this. Okay, snapshot part done. Close. Let's create one policy also coming from internet to IIS. Okay, source zone. I'll define untrust. Source address any, user any, destination zone, DMZ, address PC, yes, PC,
1.1.
yes, application, I'll
HP.
define HTTP, it must be web browsing, right?
Yeah.
Web browsing, service, I'll call service HTTP, URL category, nothing, action allow, okay. So I have now rule coming from internet to IIS, from untrusted to DMZ. Go to NAT. This is my rule for NAT. Okay, this is now my original packet. Source address, I'm taking any. Now,
Okay, can you go to translated packets tab?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, looks everything looks right.
Okay, okay. Did you find any similarity now?
Yes.
What?
Okay, so we specified so after the packet is translated, so
Hmm,
the destination would be 192.168.1.1.
correct,
Yes, and the port that it will be using is the HTTP port.
correct. Now, now what I want to say here is, this is original packet. What I only know is, I know source zone, which will be, generating traffic. But it can be any internet user, correct?
Right.
Source address, that's why I kept source address as any.
In.
Now what I know is, I know public IP, my public IP address. I call that public IP address here in destination address.
Right.
Okay. Then I want to translate it. Here I do not want to translate my source address, because I don't want my public IP address, any user who is making request, I don't want that public IP to be changed to some other IP. Getting?
Okay. Yeah,
What,
makes sense.
what now what we want is, we want destination, that is our server.
Right.
It- So I'll give it now. Okay. Now shall we get that same error? Let us see. I'm not sure. Fingers crossed. Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
I think now, let me try. Let me first disable that, this server's firewall. It will not allow me to connect, right?
Yes.
Windows firewall. Okay, from not from here, but from control panel, system security. Where is firewall? Here is firewall. Turn Windows firewall on and off. Turn off. Turn off. Wonderful. It is already in off state, so I think we must be able to reach. Let's try. Fingers crossed again. What I'll do, I'll give 100.100.102.1, right? Okay, it is taking good amount of time. It is taking good amount of time. Let us see. Let us see trace route first. Trace route 100.100.102.1. First it will go its gateway. Wonderful. After gateway it will go to my firewall. Wonderful. After firewall it will go to
Ethernet 1/3.
100.1. Why 100.1?
Loop.
It's stuck in loop. Man, have you seen this before? Behavior before?
Like the loops.
Loops. So we are getting loop on firewall, right? So what we'll be doing, virtual router, let's modify this. Destination, I'll give 100.100.0.0/16. Now let us try to reach, but this time with first trace route. Wonderful. Now go to firewall. From firewall,
The loops are still there.
loop is still there. Oh, from where we are getting this loop? It is going to 101.1. Let us check sequentially. I don't want CLI. This router is not in use anymore. Um, Telnet 192.168. One, not this one. Okay, show IP route. We has 00. It should go on 00, right? 100.100.10. Okay, this is my default. After that, now where is this loop? Why it is forwarding to this still? Strange. So 100.100.1. One, two, three. It all seems good. Any idea, Vamsi?
No idea, Jay.
Why we are getting this loop on firewall, but we don't have even route on firewall, right? We don't have any route. We have one route for 100 that is pointing towards.
Okay, instead of the summarized, can we just break it up?
Yeah, that we can do. That we can do. 101. We have IP 101. Okay. According to our topology, we have IP 101 here, 100 here. Let's break it up. Let me give 100.0/23, right?
Right.
Now /23 will involve 100 and 101. That's it.
Yes.
101.1. Again, now it's okay. Now what needs to be allowed? Source address any, destination. Where is that 102 IP? Allow testing. Source, DMZ, destination, perfect. Hundred one. Then it is getting denied. It is getting blocked on firewall now, right?
Yes.
So let us just relax the rules. Application, any application, any in NAT also. Let us relax it. Service, any. Anything else? Hmm. Yes, let's allow testing. Application NA. It is not able to reach. Let's try from server whether we are able to reach or not. Ping 100.100.101. Let's first check this. Okay, I'm able to reach. This is my ISP router. Debug IP ICMP config T logging console 7 logging on. Okay, so the problem lies here. My NAT translation is not working. Vamsi,
Okay. Yes.
my NAT translation is not working, and cause of which I'm still using private IP range. So if I do it 192.168.1.1, I must be able to load. Yes, you do not have permission to view this directory, but I'm able to load, right?
Okay. Yes.
So we have NAT translation issue.
Right.
So let us troubleshoot that. Okay.
Sure.
So we have source address, this destination, public IP, of course, right?
Right.
Then we have translated type, static. Shall I define something here? Hmm. Source address translation I don't want to do. Okay, DMZ, destination, untrust, interface, 1 by 3, service, HTTP, source, AUG, PC, destination, AUG, any, translated, this I don't want, static, I'll give it, where is that? NAT IP? No, public server, public server, public server, yeah. Here I'll go, okay, commit. Now let's open another browser because this browser now has
Okay.
cookies. Okay, so let me try to access 100.100.100 192.1 now. It must give me same page that I was getting on Chrome. Still, we are stuck on the same page. Security, untrusted with DMZ, everything is allowed. So what I have done here is I have taken source zone as DMZ.
Okay.
Okay. Destination zone is untrust. Destination interface is this. Service I'll give NA. Source address 192.168.1.1. I think it is right. Not sure. We'll see later. Destination address NA. Now I'll translate my source statically because my source is now 192.168.1.1. I'll translate that source statically. Static IP. Translated address. Now public
Okay,
IP address. Now I want to make this rule as bidirectional.
okay.
I'll give it OK. Now I want to see the value of this. Okay. Now let me try to reach to the same. Still we are not able to get this translated.
Right. Instead of checking bidirectional, can we create another policy which is quite opposite to the one that we just created?
Mm-hmm. This one, right? I'll
Yes.
make a clone, name basis after it. Okay. This is my clone policy. I'll give it
Internet to
test
IA.
internet to IIS original packet. Now from here I'll define source zone as different, right?
Right. So it will be untrust.
So it will be untrusted.
Destination will be DMZ.
Destination is DMZ.
Ethernet 1/3.
Mm-hmm. Service NA. Source address NA. Destination address. Public
Public
IP,
IP.
public IP address. Translated address.
That will
I'll,
be
I'll,
none.
I'll give it none. I'll specify translated address as PC.
1.1. Yeah. Translated port none.
Let's keep it default. It 3443. Right?
Okay. Did you just remove the IAS on the policy which is above on that? Did you unclick the bidirectional thing?
Yes, now I have done it.
Okay. Yeah, can you do a commit and
Okay,
see
let's
if it
verify.
debugs?
So now we have translated address.
Yes,
Okay, so I think it would be working now, right?
it should hopefully.
Fingers crossed. From inside, from DMZ to internet, it is getting netted. This is what
Right.
we have. This is what we have done so far. But from internet to IIS, so we are getting translations. One hundred two dot one. So what can we do now?
Okay. Did you check from the internet to the IAS server? Can you do a ping?
Okay, in spite of trace route, I think bidirectional will be needed in that case.
Yes.
I think bidirectional will be needed.
In both of them.
Let's keep both the rules.
Okay.
So what we can do now is hmm, my firewall is replying. Destination host unreachable. This is getting challenging, right?
Yes.
Oh man. Oh. This is my firewall IP address, internet facing. Hmm. What happened to this now? Let's wait till the time it comes up. So by the
Yeah.
meantime, let's discuss what can be the problem.
Okay.
So here what we have is, we have one policy which is allowing traffic from untrusted to DMZ, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And we have a NAT rule coming from DMZ going to internet
Right.
service, where we have service type NA. Source address, we have defined source address, destination address NA. Then in after translation, we have assigned one public IP address to that.
Right.
This is what we have done so far. Hmm. PAVM. So we have a policy, SSL web browsing application default. That is also good. After that we have PC. Let's double check the IP. Okay, do we have row?
Or
Sorry.
can we use another IP address instead of 100? So let's say
Yes,
let's use
yes,
200 or something.
yes, sure. Why not? Let's do that. But before that, I want to just change its IP address. 192.168.1.1 DNS entry. Okay, let me try to ping my firewall. My firewall is reachable. Okay, let me try to load this page in some other browser as well. Okay, now let's do configuration on this device. And now let's change the IP address translation.
Okay.
Let's make this public IP address that I want to reach. Let's make it, uh, let's make that server public IP address as, in spite of, oh, you're right. You are right. Let's make it 103, right?
Right.
Okay, we were making one mistake. We have defined one pool here, and from the same pool IP we have defined here.
Right.
So I think that might be causing trouble to us. Now I think below rule is not required. Let us disable it for the time being.
Okay.
So we have interesting features, as you can see in Palo Alto. If you don't need, you just disable it. If sometime in future, if you require, re-enable it. No need to create again and again. Configuration commit successfully. Now I want to see routes, whether from my router I'm able to reach ping, not ping, SP route, debug, IP, ICMP, logging console 7, logging on. Let me go to server and try to ping. Okay, first packet drop 103. Now from server I'm able to reach my ISP router. Now let's try to do some HTTP thing. 100.100.103. Sorry, 103.1.
Ajay, we have changed it in the security policy, but we haven't changed it in the NAT statements.
NAT statement is updated, I guess.
Is it?
Source,
Okay.
destination untrusted, destination service any, translated is IIS server, public IP. You want me to do this? So just for verification, this is changed.
Okay.
Okay, so allow any this should not be done. I created one policy with any
Right.
because from my server I'm able to reach to router, and here I can see translation happening,
Yes.
which means translation is happening. Rule allow any, shadows rule allow testing, shadows rule, okay, no worries. Why we are not getting anything from this PC? NAT translation was in bidirectional state, right?
Yes.
So when we are going out, it must be used. I think we have everything in right place. So unable to reach server from internet. Let us see. Server public IP address in the same space. Details. A second public range is configured on interface 1 by 2 while physically hosted on 1 by 3. NAT rules are configured from untrust to untrust. No, we have not created like this. What is Palo Alto recommending then? Palo Alto NAT configuration live. Here we have many to many, one to one, bidirectional policy. The bidirectional policy, this is this. This is the image. Static NAT from trust to untrust. Destination, source address, any. This is what we have done, right?
Right.
Little more control over the policy than bidirectional patching. Patching we are not doing. One-to-one rule that translate all inbound port to the internal server maintaining the destination. Source translation. Let us see trying this, right?
Okay.
Whether it will work or not. Not sure, just for
Yeah, we can try.
enable. Now source untrust to untrust, and source is any. Destination is our private IP range. Destination is public IP. Okay. Destination is public IP. Let's take it in this way. Translate it to this port 80. Okay. I think we are all set now.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. Man. Let us try. Am I able to ping? This is my ISP router IP. No
Okay,
man.
can you
Then
check
my
the
sorry.
routes on the firewall? Maybe we must have modified our static route.
Okay. So just to rectify the confusion. So what route shall I add here? Shall I add 103 route?
103. Yeah, you can just try.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay. Are we good now?
Yes.
Let's try. Okay. Configuration commit successful. Mhm. No improvements. From inside, from server end to ISP end, we are getting that.
Yes.
Now it must be bidirectional as per our rule checked. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Hmm. So what else it is recommending? This we have done. Okay, this is also done. Zone untrust to zone trust. Web browsing SMTP. We have allowed any source and destination NAT. Okay, so MC, I need to check it because we have tried according to Google as well. We have tried as per industry because in industry also we do it like this in the same way that this diagram is showing.
Right.
I have done in industry in this way.
Right.
So, but I'm not sure are we lagging something or it is behaving some different way. So let me just check it and I'll get back to you. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be trying to do some SSL offloading part, some decryption part. If I'll be
Okay.
able to successfully get certificates, then then we will be doing SSL offloading.
Okay. Sure. And
Okay.
yeah, Ajay, can you do me a favor? Can you send me those PPTs? Because in the online
Um,
UniNet link.
I'm not getting your point. Can you please repeat?
Okay. So you
Hmm.
uploaded the PDF in online.uninets.com, right?
You have not found it?
Yeah, I found it, but it's only read only. I mean, I cannot download that.
Okay. So you need to talk to that management for that, because they have strictly conveyed me that please don't share any material with the students.
Okay.
Ask them to come through us only.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to Jyoti.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on that part, I won't be able to help you out.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
for
No
that.
problem. Yeah. No problem.
So, okay, Mamsi, let's meet tomorrow.
All right, Ajay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Take care.